Drake. He's a bachelor at this point. Sorry.
Okay.
Smile pretty.
My standard questions, Connie. Who are you? Where are you from?
I'm Connie, and I'm from Torrance.
From where?
Torrance, California.
Torrance, California. Okay.
And
All
her
right.
old job was? She used to be a
Operating room nurse.
You were what?
operating
Operating room
room
nurse.
nurse.
Operating room nurse. My
Yeah.
goodness. All right. All right. Were you in the courtroom?
Yes, sir.
Well, let me get your thoughts. What do you think? What happened?
I thought Orly did a wonderful job. She had 30 minutes to talk, and that she did, and they won't give a, they don't give a result
Well, we
until
just heard
it's
they said they're not going to give a decision today. It'll
right.
come in writing.
Right.
Is that what you heard?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for being supportive. We do a thing called Boots on the Ground, Prayer in the Air. We've been boots on the ground out here
I was
with some other
praying. I was praying in the
with some
morning.
other folks. And brother, don't leave yet. Oh, don't leave yet. I want to talk to you. All right. Now, Connie, you can go to the WileyDrakeShow.com
Okay.
and you'll be able to see yourself. What else would you like to say on TV?
I have no idea. Jesus Christ is my Savior. How about
Amen.
you?
Well, that's the most important thing in life. Amen. All right.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. Thank you. Let me get this gentleman. Sir, you want to be on TV with me?
Well, you,
Walk on over here a little closer so I can hear you. Go ahead.
and what's your name?
My name's Wiley Drake, and I'm a Wiley Drake Show. I'm
Okay.
on television. I'm a pastor. I took the original case, Drake v. Obama, to the Supreme Court,
Yes, I know.
and my name is Drake.
Okay, I've been with Orly Tate for over 5 years now.
Orly was my attorney when we started that case.
That's right, and I've seen all the documents on it.
And tell us who you are.
Bill Zarkos. I'm from San Diego, California.
All right, Bill. Well, welcome north.
Thank you.
Welcome north. God bless you. Thank you.
This hearing, the Fourth Appeals Court in California was simply one of the lower courts that had Thank you very much. Who your name, sir? Thank you. That's John Oken. He was in the courtroom with Orly as we did the audio tape from the outside. There are more people actually. Orly has a promotion.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special edition of the Wiley Drake Show, a live edition. Here's a fellow that I work with and work for. As most of you know, I brag a lot about having the privilege to be the chaplain to the Orange County Oath Keepers. Tell us who you are.
Hey Wiley, how are you?
I'm fine, brother.
Good. Thanks for being here.
Tell our listening audience who you are.
I'm John Oken. I'm the volunteer director for Southern California Oath Keepers chapter and Orange County co-director of Oath Keepers.
And why are you here?
Well, we're an association of active and retired military, police, first responders, anyone who's taken the oath. I'm here to see that the judges in this Court of Appeal and in these cases uphold their oath
Amen.
of office to, protect and defend the Constitution of the United States and the people of the United States.
Amen.
Same thing as Miss Orly Tate's. She also was there upholding her oath,
Amen.
and she needs to be heard, and the case needs to be presented on its merits and not be dismissed on technicalities.
Amen. Amen. Now, if people would like to get in touch with Oath Keepers Orange County or Oath Keepers in general, tell them how to do that.
Yeah, you can get a hold of us through our website, ocoathkeepers.org. That's ocoathkeepers.org, or just oathkeepers.org for our main site.
All right, John, thank you so much.
you,
God
Wiley.
bless you. Thank you for
Bless
being here. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wiley Drake, and this is Orly Tate. I'm going to be quiet and go over and get her.
I think Mr. Drake wants to, yeah, you can speak in, please. They got all the information. They seem to be attentive. For example, the Superior Court judge stated that, in his opinion, the case was filed in Orange County instead of Sacramento County, and this is the reason to dismiss it. I did read to them a law that states that you cannot dismiss a case simply because it's filed in the wrong Superior Court of the state of California. You're supposed to simply transfer the case to another court. So clearly the judge erred, and it was his discretion. He didn't even provide any statute that would say that, you have to dismiss the case. I provided them with all the information showing that all the parties were properly served. As a matter of fact, Mr. Golfin is here. Here he is, and he personally served Diane Feinstein, and he personally served Elizabeth Emkin. I provided the court with information that Barack Obama was served both by certified mail, and I showed them the receipt that he was also served twice by personal service. I used one-day service in Washington, D.C. The reason he didn't respond, I think, is because he did not want to be under the jurisdiction of his court, because he knows that he is using invalid IDs, and I think he was afraid that he would have to produce the documents, and since he has nothing to produce. I also provided the court with information that uh, in our databases, we have thousands of people who were born in 1850 and who are still voting. And I believe Mr. Collins was here, George Collins. He was an expert. Maybe he had to go to work, so he just left. But he was in court, and he was in Superior Court as well. And he's a relational data expert, and he worked for NADA. You know, if somebody is good enough to provide data analysis for North Atlantic Treaty, I think he is good enough to provide information for Judge Marginis here in Orange County. And he provided him with information that here in the state of California, we have invalid voter registrations. And this issue has to be heard on the merits. Because we have elections coming, 2014, 2016, we need to make sure that we have valid voter registrations, particularly now when California legislature has decided to give driver's licenses to illegals. So because of the voter law, when people go to the DMV to get their driver's license, they automatically get forms to register to vote. So all of those illegals can be registering to vote, and if the courts refuse to hear this on the merits, then we do not have valid elections. And they seem to be receptive to this. They listen carefully. You know, looking at the demeanor of the judges, I think Judge Feibel, who was, I guess, the presiding judge, was more receptive. And actually, when I saw him, I said, "Are you Judge Feibel?" He said, "Yes." And I told him, "You swore me. I took an oath to protect the U.S. Constitution. You were the judge, the senior judge who swore me as an attorney, and I take my oath of office very seriously, just like people here, the oath keepers. We all take our oath very seriously as an officer of the court. It is important to protect the U.S. Constitution, to protect legitimate elections."
Orly, let me ask you, the judge seemed to be very respectful towards you and interested in hearing you out. He said, "Take your time."
Yeah.
He wanted to hear you. How long do you think it'll take before he'll give you his written answer?
Well, it's not here. It's a panel of 3 judges. So each one of the 3 judges needs to come up with a decision, and then I guess it's going to be a vote. If 2 of them decide in my favor, then the case will be reversed and will go back to the Superior Court.
If it does go back to the Superior Court, couldn't the judge it's assigned to then simply deny all your evidence, refuse to let it into evidence to further stonewall you?
Well, I mean, anything can happen, you know, aside from death and taxes, nothing is for sure. But, you know, I think that if a court of appeals will decide in my favor, whoever will get this case, and typically if a court of appeals reverses a decision by a Superior Court judge, then they would assign it to a different judge. It will not go to Judge Marginis again. Whoever the judge is going to be, I think he's going to look very carefully at what is going on, because he would know that the Court of Appeals reversed the decision of prior judge. So I think they're going to be very careful and will think twice before dismissing the case, if the Court of Appeals decides in my favor.
Now, you did get a case in Georgia, and my cameras were there, and we got all of that on tape, but Barack Obama's attorney didn't even show up. Is that likely to happen if you do get this to a trial?
Again, I think they will show up. You know, just recently, actually, just yesterday, I was talking on the phone with Mr. Daniel Van Horn, who is the chief attorney, chief of the civil division of the U.S. Department of Justice, and I had a situation where I filed yet another case in Washington, D.C., and that relates to their fabricated postal stamp on Barack Obama's fabricated selective service registration. And the case is filed against the Postmaster General and the Inspector of USPS. So there I filed for this, I was seeking default judgment or a summary judgment, and what the judge did actually, he contacted the U.S. Attorney's Office and to get a response from them. Why didn't they respond to the complaint? He did not want to give the decision in my favor automatically, but you know, when the court basically the judge called them, and when they called from the court, suddenly they did file an answer, and they said that somehow the complaint and summons got lost within the Department of Justice, which is unbelievable. And they said oh, here's, by the way, George Collins, who is a relational data expert who was instrumental in finding information.
This is George Collins that she was referring to a little while ago. We welcome him here today.
When the judge asked the Department of Justice or would ask Mr. Obama why you didn't file an answer, then they typically would respond. I don't think they will fail to respond yet again if the case is reversed. So I think they will. And in that case, Mr. Van Horn stated that the papers were lost. And for 3 months they were trying to find them and they could not find them. And then I provided the judge and that Judge Royce Lambert in Washington, D.C. I have provided him with the certified mail receipt and other certified mail receipts from other cases, and he can see that in each and every receipt there is the same signature of the same clerk by name Eddie Hayes. So how could they say that the papers got lost and they don't know where to look, and they were looking and trying to find for 3 months and couldn't, where in all of the cases and all of the receipts, including the one in that case, it's exactly the same signature. So how could it be lost? But that's what they're claiming. So we'll see what happens.
So how much time do you think? 30 days before they'll give you an answer?
I don't know, it depends on them. You know, I think they also see that there is a lot of dissatisfaction between what is happening, for example, with Obamacare, and as I call it, Obama tax or breeding tax, because tax for nearly breeding. We see that even the left-wing media is very critical of Barack Obama. So I believe that the courts do pay attention to what is happening in the country. I do recall that Richard Nixon, when Judge Sirica has ruled against Richard Nixon, and then later on Supreme Court confirmed this decision, the approval rating of Richard Nixon went down, and we see that approval rating of Barack Obama going down drastically. If you recall, when he was elected, his approval rating was 85%, and now it's only 37%. So he lost nearly 50% of approval rating. The courts do pay attention to the mood in the country. They kind of check the pulse of the country, and they saw all of the oath keepers and veterans who were storming the barricades of the World War II memorial and then going to the White House and throwing those barricades in front of the gates of the White
Amen.
House with a note return to sender. Judges do pay attention because I believe that the judges would not decide against Obama, that the whole nation is in love with him and supporting him, but now there is a very oppositional mood against Barack Obama, so I think that will factor in the decision of the court.
I have
Very
a
good.
question
Thank you.
for Quick question. Okay, these two things are kind of handy, right?
Yeah.
Yes, these two things are handy. Okay, my question for you is, Did you not hear Barack Obama say that he was going to have his care in 150 languages?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, he did. That was a couple days ago. Did he not say, did he not leave the borders open all the way around the entire world? So are we not going to get every sick person to sign up around the world for Obamacare and head right here to the United States?
Well, now we'll see what will happen.
You
with
can
this-
help us.
with
We
this
want to not have
immigration.
it happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's not related to this particular case, but yes, with immigration reform, we do have a serious problem because it's a de facto amnesty of millions of illegals. And as a matter of fact, in one of my cases, I quoted John Sampson, who was a senior deportation officer from the Department of Homeland Security, who is saying that, as with everything else, things that we're getting from the government are not necessarily true. Do you know that for years we were told we have 11, 12 million illegals? And according to Mr. Sampson, we have 42 million illegals, other people who came here illegally or people who came here legally, but they overstayed their visas. So we have a large number of illegals, and now they're trying to pass the Dream Act or Kids Act, where they're stating if you came to this country under age 16, you can be on the fast track to get citizenship. These people are illegal. Who knows where they came? Each and every one of them is gonna say that he came before age 16. How can you verify that this is not true? If you just take their word for it, and that's gonna be a serious problem.
Amen.
What website is this going to be posted on?
Orly Tate's ESQ, thank you for OrlyTatesESQ.com, ORLY, Tears and Tom, AI, Tears and Tom, ESQ.com. And I guess I wanted to thank everybody who came here, the oath keepers and the veterans, and Alicia,
Always.
who was organizing.
Right.
And-
Thank you, Arlie.
and-
And folks, this will not only be on Orly's website, but it'll be on the Wiley Drake Show. We're live on the air right now. It is going live right now. It will be archived as soon as we finish. So I want to give Orly an opportunity to say anything else she'd like to say, and then we'll pass the baton to you. We're live on the air. We will not cut it. We don't have a cutting room floor. Whatever we photograph, whatever the Wiley Drake Show covers, you get it. All the wrinkles, everything. We don't cut anything out. So, Orly, anything else?
Well, I wanted to thank all the listeners of the Wiley Drake Show that have been supportive, people who are on the prayer group that have been praying. Just recently, Alicia said, you know what, I'm surprised that you're still alive. So maybe the fact that all of these people were praying for me is the reason why I'm still alive. And one of the people that belong to this group was my dear friend, Miss Evelyn Bradley.
Yes.
And this is for you, Evelyn.
Amen.
She was just a woman of valor who helped me, and she was there with me,
Amen.
getting the papers, sending them to courts. It's also in memory of Barbara Cole, who
Amen.
was an amazing woman, and we just recently were at her memorial.
And Orly knows if Evelyn were here, she'd break into song about now. She would always sing, no matter what we were doing. And Barbara Coe, of course, just went home to be with the Lord recently. She's in heaven, and we're here.
Also,
And
I'd like to mention Judy Rice,
right,
amazing woman,
right.
who has done so much.
Yes. And this event here, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call on the Wiley Drake Show, Boots on the Ground, Prayer in the Air. Today, boots on the ground were in the courtroom. The head set of boots was Orly Tate's, and these other people were boots on the ground. We had callers earlier while you were in court. We had a man by the name of George Worthy from Israel. We had callers today from Israel, prayer in the air. We had callers from D.C., prayer in the air. We had callers from all over the country. We're boots on the ground here, prayer in the air that people can call in on, and we do that. Anything else, Orly?
No, just wanted to thank everybody for support. Please keep fighting, and please, check the website,
Amen.
orlytatesesq.com. All the information is there. If you can afford to make donations, as you know, I take time from what works for 5 years now, and paying just this one court their fee just to file it was $800. So, it's all expensive, so if people can help with
Amen.
donations, that will help a lot. And just keep being vigilant, going to your congressmen, your senators, and demand to bring this issue before the U.S. Congress, the Judicial Committee of the U.S. Congress. That's the committee that brings articles of impeachment.
Amen. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to you, back when we took our case all the way to the Supreme Court, Orly was our attorney then, and I want to say something to you about, she didn't ask me to do this, but I'm going to do it. She's asked you for help. I've followed this lady all over the country. We've been to D.C. together. We've been everywhere together. And I know about people traveling. I don't have a travel budget. When I go to D.C. every month, it comes out of my pocket. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying I know about people who travel. I know about ministers and attorneys, and I see them travel. I see this lady travel. You get a big bang for your buck when you invest in her. She is the most frugal traveler. I've seen her laid over on a cheap flight where she had a 2.5-hour layover in the airport. Any other attorney would have paid the difference, paid the higher fare, but she paid the low fare because I know she is a frugal woman. You'll get a big bang for your buck when you invest in America through Orly Tates. So please enforce your constitutional rights by helping her do what she's doing. Thank you, Orly, and God bless. All right, anybody else want to come on and give your comments? Anybody in court want to tell what you saw? All right, sir, you're an oath keeper.
I'm an oath keeper.
Which chapter are you with?
With the Orange County chapter.
Then I'm your chaplain.
Okay.
All right. I have the privilege to serve as a chaplain for the Orange County Oath Keepers. Tell us who you are.
My name is Bob Green. I currently head an organization called Freedom Forum of Orange County. That was handled by my late wife, Judy Rice, and before her, Rosemary and Chuck Carter.
And if people want to find out more about that, where do they go?
They go to freedomforumoc.com.
All right, freedomforumoc.com. Anything else you'd like to say?
I want to say that I'm very proud of what Dr. Tates has been doing. I was very pleased to see the court hear her out without belittling her.
Amen.
And I went up to Sacramento last year where I saw a Judge England treat her like dirt and telling her in advance she could do certain things, but when she went to court and we had a lot of people there present, basically turned it around so that she really had no support, no way of being able to defend herself with the acts of that particular court.
Amen. Amen. Well, some of these judges are just absolutely trashy. Some of them are very unkind. Some of them are very unprofessional. And most of them are in violation of their oath.
I would agree with that.
And so we thank the Lord for a few good ones that do come along once in a while. And we thank you for working with Oath Keepers. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be on the air. It's on the air right now. It'll be on the air later. And if you'd like to be on, just let me know. Let me get over here. And I'll try not to do my old stuff of falling down. And all right, when I put people on my television show, I ask them 3 questions. Number 1, who are you? Number 2, where are you from? And number 3, why are you on my television show?
My name is Howard Apple. I'm from Glendale, California. I'm an attorney. Why am I in the show? The comment I want to make is a vast waste of time and resources by this farce that Ms. Tates is perpetuating. She has no basis in law or fact for her allegations. President Obama was born in Hawaii. There is no evidence.
Whoa. Hold on. Let's talk about evidence.
No, wait, you said I get to...
Okay, go ahead.
Finish before you interrupt.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about evidence. You want to talk about evidence? There is a birth certificate.
And it's phony.
Which is a self-certifying...
It's a forgery.
Which is a self-certifying document according to the laws of the state of Hawaii.
No, it's not. You're wrong, brother. You may be a lawyer, but you're stuck on stupid.
What's your name,
Yes.
Slight wager. How much?
What do you mean slight wager? I'm not a betting man. I'm a Christian man, but I know this. I have listen. I have examined that birth. Do you know how many? Do you know how many layers there are in that birth certificate?
That's a photocopy.
There's 8 layers. There's 8 layers in the in that photocopy. 8 layers. Yes.
Where? Where has
In Washington D.C.
you saw the original birth certificate in Washington?
I did
Where?
several years ago, and I saw the forensic scientists that took it apart. I don't remember the date, but go ahead.
Where were you? Where were you when you saw the original?
In Washington D.C.
Where in Washington?
In the Supreme Court building.
They didn't have the original there.
I'm not talking. The person had it there.
No, they didn't. They never
The forensic scientists that examined it had it.
claimed to have the original. The original was produced in the press room of the White House. Were you there?
No.
Then you've never seen it. So how can you claim to see it? So in other words, you're lying. I thought that was a violation of one of the 10 Commandments. As a Christian, you're not supposed to do that.
I'm not lying.
You're
The
not
certificate.
bearing false witness?
No, the certificate that I saw was told to me that it was a birth certificate. Yeah. Well, you're an attorney.
Told you by it.
You're an attorney.
That's right. Who told you by it?
Well, I'm not at liberty to give you that.
Oh, this is what you call evidence. Somebody told me this is the original.
What about what his grandmother said? What about what his grandmother said?
Did you ever read the translation of what his grandmother said?
I did. I've heard it and saw it translated into Swahili.
You know, I don't really think that they speak Swahili in Kenya.
His grandmother
That's a
spoke
little
Swahili.
problem for you.
No. Okay, you got to.
My name is Objective Downer. I'm from Sherman Oaks, California. I'm a voting rights activist.
Okay.
And I object to what the resources that are being wasted in California by Mrs. Tates. First of all, she claims there's 1.5 million unregistered voters who are voting, but she found basically 2 facts. There's no birth date and there's no place of birth. She is using a secondary source database that is provided to candidates. It is not a source for validating in any way whether someone can register to vote. It's supposed to be used for voter outreach. She is breaking regulations by using it for anything else. That aside, I'm on that list because I'm a voting rights activist. I've seen that database. I have no birth date listed and I have no place of birth. I'm one of the not properly registered ones, except that my paper form that she's never seen, that someone keyed to get into that database didn't put that information in because when I entered the database in 1978, it wasn't required. So her numbers are based on a secondary database, not the primary one. She's full of them.
Additionally, on that issue, she talks about how registrars enter this information and this information needs to be there according to state law. Unfortunately, federal law says what has to be in there. And the federal law doesn't require what state law does. And you say you're a supporter of our Constitution. There's this little thing in our Constitution called the Supremacy Clause. Federal law trumps state law. So if federal law says you give 5 pieces of information and you are eligible to vote, it doesn't make a difference what state law says. You should know that.
You're right.
You know, you made a comment when you were interviewing somebody up here about all these judges that, you know, don't pay attention and they're trashy and they're mean and they don't follow the Constitution. Every one of them swore an oath.
And they don't
Just
keep
like
it.
She claims to. You claim that they don't keep it because they disagree with you.
No.
You know, the Supreme Court of the United States, the majority of whose justices were appointed by Republicans, disagree with you.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
The majority of Americans disagree with you.
Well, I would argue that point. But
Who won in 2012 on November 6th?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't think Obama won?
No.
What do you base that on?
I don't know. I don't know who won.
So I don't know. That means that if I don't like the result, I just get to say no. I don't accept it.
I didn't say that.
Well, that's what you're doing.
No, I didn't say that.
These judges rule against me. They're illegitimate. They're trash.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You say, yes, I saw the birth certificate, but I can't tell you when or where or who told me it was real. This is what all of her evidence is like. Oh, somebody says I have an affidavit. Somebody says I'm an expert. Or somebody says they're an expert. Why are they an expert? Because they use a program? Does that make you an expert on iPads or Toshiba laptops?
No, it's neither of those two.
Whatever it is, you use it. Are you an expert?
No.
Well, there goes most of your expert testimony.
Well, folks, as we always say, we'll give either side and all between an opportunity to share. So one thing they can accuse us of is being narrow-minded and not letting anyone share. The camera is open. Anybody else like to share a word, you're welcome to. Anybody? Anybody else like to share, you're welcome to do so. It'll be live on the Wiley Drake Show a little later. It's on right now live. Anybody else like to share, you're welcome to do so. Go ahead, sir. You're welcome to identify yourself or not, whatever you want to do.
I don't. My real name is Alexander Goffman. I immigrated in the United States from the former Soviet Union.
Okay.
20 years ago, and I was so happy. I felt as though I came to my home. I knew about America for years, and I dreamed to come here, and my dream came true. However, since 2008, I'm under a depression which I have never had in my life before. I'm so suppressed to see the general indifference of the population of this nation to such a basic thing like who is eligible to be a president of the nation. People were massively confused, not understanding things like what is natural born citizen.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Back in USSR, I used it. I had to retrieve some information heavily listening to BBC or Voice of America, whatever, through jammings or whatever. It was not easy. But I knew that I have to find some information in order to be more or less understand it. In the United States, people are so naive. They so believe that whatever they see in the so-called conservative news source, and Fox News now is treated as something as though very conservative, and Bill O'Reilly next to God, it's ridiculous. It's grotesque, because indeed Fox News is just one wing of the same one party, one information system, which feeds just the same distorted and misnews and just lies, straight lies. So whatever happened in 2008 and 2012, in my view, is just double coup, which secret and illegal foreigner with uncertain names: Obama, Soetoro, Bonnell, and the sky is not falling. The sky is not falling. It's the most advanced nation in this, in the whole world. It is possible that during 5 years, a thief, proven thief, is sitting in the White House, and skies doesn't fall. That's something which is completely beyond me and made me, until this moment, very, very depressed. Because I dreamed to come to the United States. I came here. Now I have no other place. Because the United States still remains the last remnant, something which was good and which sometimes was a beacon on the hill.
What's the deal?
There are no other beacons, no other hills, nowhere to go. I'm here, and I'm just depressed.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for sharing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to share, you're welcome to do so. We don't cut anything out. Go ahead.
Thank you on that. I expect to see what I said on the show.
Well, all you got to do is go to the WileyDrakeShow.com, and if you know how to use a computer, you can find it. It's there right now. It'll be archived in about 10 minutes whenever we finish.
Are you going over to the little dining hall over there?
I don't know.
Everybody's going.
Okay.
Here comes Arlie! Woo! Arlie! Arlie! Arlie!
Wiley, the nice thing about that fellow, he wouldn't even identify himself.
Which guy?
The attorney over here, the big guy.
Oh, no, he identified himself. He identified, he's one of them. They accused you of not identifying yourself, but I think I heard you identify.
Apple, A-P-P-E-L.
Okay, thank you, Howard. I thought I heard a name, but I wasn't sure.
HowardApple@yahoo.com.
HowardApple@yahoo.com. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're live on the air still. If anybody wants to be on, you're welcome to be on with us. And if you don't come on with us now, it's going to go to archive pretty quick, and you can see it later. Where, Eloise, where is it? I got to go get out of this high-priced parking lot. All right, anybody else? I beg your pardon? Give me a prediction.
Her appeal will be denied in its entirety. The justices gave her no mind, no attention. Look up the term shrouded.
Well, I listened. I wasn't in there.
Her.
They wouldn't allow me to be in there. They kicked me out.
Her.
But, well, maybe.
They didn't ask one question.
Well, that's not necessarily, that's pretty indicative, but not always.
They shrouded her.
All right. Anybody else want to be on before we put this in the archive? Going, gone. If you don't get it now, it's going in the archive. If you want to be on.